Today we got Robbie. Say what's up, Robbie.
How's it going, guys? How you doing?
Hanging. I know a lot of you guys are real used to a bigger cast of characters, but this week our beloved Briar Rabbit had some family engagements to deal with, and so he's off doing that. And the same goes for Hector of Not Too Nerdy Entertainment. So this week it's going to be me and Robbie Skull, and we're going to talk about some video games. It's been a nice week in gaming. Some good news, some bad news, some nice betas out. What have you been playing this week, Robbie?
So I've been playing a lot of Destiny, surprisingly. I've gotten so back into that game again. Like, it just happens every now and then. I seem to get right back into Destiny just out of nowhere. Like, I start playing and I'm like, damn, this game is still so fun. And then it's just like, all my time's taken up by it. So that's been really, yeah, just mostly Destiny. Been playing a little bit of the Evolve beta, which we'll talk about, and that's been about it, I'd say.
Yeah, I have a kind of a similar story. The last 2 weeks, now this week, of course, my schedule doesn't permit me to play games like I wish I could, but I've been really getting back into Destiny 2. It's like this week I figured out some things I never even knew about the game, just how close it is to a true MMO. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
people don't say it's an MMO, but farming materials, upgrading gear, all that stuff, things, consumable stuff like that I never even used before. It just really makes me think that I'm playing like a traditional MMO in
Yeah, like
that
it does
sense
have
of
the
word.
it has the fundamentals of an MMO, not MNO. Like, it
M&Ms.
has those same mechanics, it has that same rule set. It's just kind of like I guess, a dress-up MMO, you could call it. Like, it's not that same scale. It's kind of a smaller, scaled-down version of an MMO, but it has the same
I,
fundamentals.
I think that Bungie really was smart. They kind of met right in the middle of what a traditional first-person shooter is. Open world first-person shooter, not really open world, not a traditional first-person shooter, and not a full MMO, but kind of blended them all together.
Yes,
And I
exactly.
find that every time I get a new legendary weapon or some legendary gear or raid gear, it kind of sprinkles that fairy dust over the game and
Oh,
kind of
it's
makes the whole
wonderful.
thing new again. I got a legendary shotgun yesterday,
Ooh,
and I haven't even used it yet because I had to make a run immediately after we finished the Crota's raid. And I haven't even used it yet, but it's like the first thing I want to do is get in there and see what the shotgun's like because I don't traditionally use shotguns. I'm loving the Icebreaker. I've had that gun for 3 days. And of course, a lot of people know by now that it was being sold by my thug cousin Zer. Yeah, he had it for sale. So I went and bought it from him. My son, he's only level 23. He got it today for doing a strike, which is insane. He got that gun
wow.
for doing a strike. A strike. I came home. He said, "Dad, look, I got the icebreaker." I says, "No way. You're only level 23." He has the damn gun.
That's an insane
So he's
drop.
done it
Yeah,
for himself.
that's incredible.
Yeah.
Wow.
It just the game has a way, and I think it's going to persist that way until at least they announce the expansion for Part Two or the set alone Part Two of the game. They're going to have ways to bring people back in. I mean,
Definitely in
like right
March,
now,
once House of Wolves
legendaries.
comes out, it'll definitely bring everybody back together again. Big way.
Yeah, I don't see people leaving it. It's like legendaries and rare weapons, not rares, but legendaries and exotics. These weapons seem really awesome and powerful now, but can you imagine what the next tier is going to be like?
Oh, it's gonna be
What that
so
new
good.
color is going to be? It's going to make you want to go through all this early stuff at level 35, 36, and just wipe it out. Just go do the raid and take it out in 5 or 10 minutes being that powerful. It's a good game. I gave it a lot of 3 months after it came out because I didn't see just how deep uh, the game actually was going. And I didn't see that they had plans to keep you enthralled in the game for prolonged periods of time. So things like the daily heroics, the weekly strikes, stuff like that. Doing it and you get these rewards, you get these ascendant materials, ascendant shards. The game's a good game. I kind of have to eat my words from before. After
It's the
playing the
best
game
terribly
and just go
reviewed
through the
game ever.
initial. Yeah, I mean, when I got like to level 24, 25, I felt like I was done because I felt like I didn't want to go through all this campaign again. I didn't want to fight the same bosses, but you get something different. And the fact that the reward system is so random, it's like playing the lottery. It's like playing Russian roulette sometimes because you feel like you just killed yourself. You don't get anything. But it has a really rewarding feel to the game. The atmosphere of the game is very rewarding, and I'm having a lot of fun with it.
Yeah,
I
me
didn't
too.
play
I'm
any.
having a blast with it too.
I didn't play any of The Last of Us this week. I played The Swapper. Have you played this game?
No, I actually downloaded it, but I haven't tried it yet. I haven't jumped into it.
Let me tell you, man, and some of the guys watching probably know what I'm talking about. The Swapper is a crazy puzzle side-scrolling game. You're this astronaut. I only played for probably the first 20 minutes, but you have this gun, and you're able to project clones of yourself around the stage to open up different areas for you to, persevere through the level. Like there might be a pedestal or something above you that you need to be standing on to open the door in front of you. So you shoot basically a clone of yourself up there, and all your clones do the same thing you do. So if you walk forward below, he's walking forward above, and if you touch them, they disappear. It's an awesome, awesome game. I'm going to do some videos of that and show these people my great mindset, my skill set up here.
Yeah, definitely. I've heard really good things about it. I think at some point I'll definitely jump into it and give it a shot.
Yeah, it's available for Vita, for PlayStation Plus, and for PlayStation 4, and it looks great on both. I can't even remember Duke Nukem was also available for Vita and for PlayStation 3. Duke Nukem
For free.
Yeah, for the PlayStation
3.
PlayStation Plus. Yeah. So Duke Nukem 3D, I played it a little bit today. It felt extremely floaty. I mean, even using the DualShock 4, I felt like I was using like motion controls. It was just so floaty, moving around. I felt like they just ported it directly from a PC and didn't really customize the controls. It just felt like you have to really work hard to aim the reticle at enemies and stuff. And that's one thing I don't like, especially with games like Doom, which rely so heavily on you being able to aim at your enemies. But that's what was available for PlayStation Plus. What do you think about this Evolve Beta? For everybody who doesn't know, Evolve Beta is open totally for the Xbox One, correct? Right now?
Yeah, Xbox One, it's an open beta, so anybody who has gold can download it. PS4 and PC, they're sending out like these closed kind of technical tests, so you have to get code, and it's just a small-scale test.
It's actually really awesome. That's what's playing in the background right there on the TV right now. It's the technical test, which to me it's awesome. At first I was wondering exactly what this technical test would entail. At first it starts off with kind of a tutorial that I'm hearing something. What is that?
Oh goodness, I hope that's not the vacuum in the background. My mom's vacuuming. Oh god, this is bad timing.
There's nothing wrong with a clean house. I'm just making sure there wasn't an alien above mine getting ready to take me away.
No, absolutely not. It isn't too loud, is it?
No. It's fine now.
Okay.
But the thing about this technical test that really kind of enticed me into wanting to play as different characters is initially you can go through tutorials with two characters.
There's the monster and then there's the assault player you get to try.
Yeah, you can actually learn their whole move set, and it kind of teaches you how to, play with. I think it's called the Goliath.
Yeah, the first monster you unlock is the Goliath.
And the assault class. And playing as those two, it felt like two totally different games. First, I played as the Goliath. I learned his little moves, and then I played as the assault character, and I learned his, and it was like two totally different games. If you're playing as the monster, it feels like a typical third-person adventure game, I would say. But if you're playing as one of the four classes of human characters or android characters, it feels like a traditional first-person shooter with double jump mechanics. Of course, we got the kangaroo jumps because it felt a lot like Destiny. Briar would like that. The double jumps feel a lot like Destiny, and at the same time, it feels like Call of Duty. You're allowed to stray forward or back, left to right. And you can do this double jump that you can ascend very high plateaus and ledges. But playing this game, I gotta say, I didn't think it would be as fun as it is. You have to put a lot of thought into it. And going into the game, I thought that maybe the monsters would be overpowered or underpowered. And it seems that they have found a really good sweet spot that if you know how to be low key and get around the stage and do what you need to do as a monster, you can definitely get the upper hand on the human opponents, because it really becomes a game of hide and seek at the very initial parts of the game. When you're the monster, you're running from the 4 players, and as you run and get far enough away, you attack these other animals and eat them to level up or evolve. And while you do that, these other 4 players are looking for you, and the other 4 players have a vast skill set. It's not like any of them have any of the same stuff. It's so different. The medic can shoot a tranquilizer dart to slow down the monster. The medic can also shoot a sniper shot that will mark certain areas on the creature that become weak spots when the rest of the team shoots them. I didn't get a chance to play as one class. I'm trying to remember the name of the class, but the one that actually creates the big net around.
Oh, that would be the trapper, yeah, the dome you can throw. So you basically force the fight with the monster. Like if he's in the area, just throw that dome and bam, you're gonna take him out.
I got caught in it because my number one character to play as is the monster first and then the assault class. I like those a lot. They're all so different. It's just crazy. I didn't think it would be that different. I figured they might give each character one unique ability, but each character has like 4 unique abilities. They're totally different from one another. And being that medic is very... I never watched gameplays before. I wanted to keep myself away from it until I actually had the controller in my hand. And the medic, they're actually able to aim a special gun at their teammates, which keeps them totally healed while they fight this monster. So it's like taking out that medic is paramount to being successful as a monster. And that's probably what I want to do the most, is be a monster, because it's so fucking awesome.
Yeah, definitely being the medic too. You want to stay out of the fight. Like you kind of want to be sitting back a little bit, just out of distance, so he doesn't attack you, and you just want to be healing your teammates while they're in the fight, engaging the monster.
I actually, as the medic, I actually helped the team win by I consistently kept that thing tranquilized. When you shoot it, it becomes marked on the map. So wherever it goes for a short period of time, everyone can see it. It's like glowing green, but at the same time, it slows down. So I kept it slow and I kept it marked, and I was able to kill it. It's an awesome game. I think I'll probably like all the different character set. I mean, they're all so unique. It's not like any of them feel the same. So I guess it'll all be tailored to the gamers. And then I got to play as another monster, which I didn't like nearly as much. It looked like a giant octopus.
Which one did you play as? The Kraken or the Wraith?
I think it was the Kraken. It has all the tentacles.
Yeah. If you can fly too, it's the Kraken.
Fly, has electricity. Yeah, that was pretty cool. I only played as that once. But I played as the Goliath quite a bit. That thing can move around. It's pretty fun. What do you think about the beta so far?
I think the game absolutely is a ton of fun. I was actually playing it with my good friend Tyson the other day. We were on the Xbox One beta, and we were both playing as hunters together, tracking down the monster. It was tons of fun. Like, he was playing the trap for the most part. I'd play the assault, so I'd be the guy just rushing in there, trying to attack the monster. I'd always be like, Tyson, have that dome ready. Just get ready to throw it as soon as we see him. And I think that's really going to be the thing with this game, is the teamwork and all these different classes and abilities just working together to take down this monster is phenomenal. Just getting a team together and everybody just cooperating and working together, it's just going to be awesome. I really think so.
It just feels so different to me. It's like a game within a game almost. It's like when I played as a hunter, everybody was moving, in tandem. We were moving together, and we didn't have the freedom of movement, not even close to the freedom of movement that you have as one of these monsters. The jump of the Goliath, it just felt like if you're in trouble and you're by like a ledge and you jump, you fly halfway across the screen.
Yeah, definitely. You can cover some good distance just jumping away, especially if you want to get away from the hunters. Like, you're like, all right, my health's low, it's time to run and kind of recover some of that armor and health. Definitely just jump. You'll make quite a distance.
I didn't play this game before today. I was invited to the alpha, but unfortunately it didn't work for PS4. I definitely will have this game on February 10th. It reminds me, believe it or not, especially with the 4 aspect, a lot of The Last of Us. If you have a team that actually is talking and communicating and working well together, it'll work. It'll be great. Yep. But unfortunately, I didn't see anybody like that today on the PlayStation 4.
Mm-hmm. And it's got that, as well as even if you're just playing solo, especially playing the monster is super fun. You got to know, like, taking down those hunters and trying to get away from them, just eating and just scavenging so you can evolve to each stage. Like, even that is so much fun too. It is kind of like there's almost 2 games in one with this game, because you got this amazing co-op experience playing as the hunters, trying to track down this monster and take him out. Then you have the monster where most of the time you're trying to stay away from the hunters, just keep eating and keep evolving over and over until you can get to stage 3 where you can take out the power relay and win the game. It's basically just this huge mechanical thing in this building that you have to take out, and it's a lot of fun. And yeah, I'm absolutely in love with the game. I can't wait for it to launch. Just you and me and Briar and everybody getting a team together with someone else as the monster. It's going to be a blast. I'm super excited.
Yeah, I saw a pop-up. It says if you're on a 4-player team, none of your team is actually going to be the monster. So that actually makes it pretty cool. If you get together with 3 of your buddies, you'll all be hunters against someone who likes to be the monster.
Yeah.
And I've been playing it today maybe for an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. The game's learning curve is not that steep. I mean, it's kind of like The Last of Us in the sense that it's a different control scheme. You switch your weapons with L1 and R1 and triangle and circle. So it's a little different in that sense. Those are your 4 different abilities. But once you start to grasp that mechanic, it's almost like you don't have to think anymore. You can just go in there and do what you want to do. I think it's going to be a really phenomenal game. I'll definitely have that game when it comes out. I'm looking forward to playing it now. I'm looking forward to finishing this beta. I don't know when the beta's over.
Yeah. I think the beta actually ends tomorrow, so it's not going to last much longer. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm going to play as much of that as I can. So, yeah, that's what we've been playing this week, having a lot of fun. Did you get any more Dragon Age completed, or are you kind of taking a break from that?
I haven't played Dragon Age, I think, in a couple of weeks now. I don't know what it is. I kind of just fell right out of that game, and I haven't really gone back to it ever since. I'm feeling like eventually at some point I'm going to give it another shot, but for now I'm just enjoying, playing Evolve and whatever other games there are.
February 10th, it's mine. Okay, so we had a few things happen this week in news. You want to get us started, Robbie?
I guess really the only other things we have to talk about are Forza 6 was announced, and this was kind of a weird one because this was announced during the Ford, because Ford had this event where they're showing off the new GT40, I think it is, for 2016 or whatever, and then they just kind of announced oh yeah, Forza 6 by the way. What makes me think about this is they're really trying to get people that aren't just gamers and stuff like that and fans of video games. They're also trying to get these hardcore car enthusiasts into the game and say, hey, look, we have this real-life simulation. You can play all these amazing cars before they're even released. You can get your hands on the GT40 2016 model in Forza 6 if you want. So they're really trying to nail down these car enthusiasts who maybe aren't even into video games.
Yeah, well, that's business. I think it's smart business, too, because Forza is one of the best racing games around, especially with Forza Horizon 2 now, how well that game did. People loved it. And now it's like putting out all these teacups, and let the rain fall where it may, attract as many customers as you can.
Yep.
And so, these car shows, these people live that stuff. The same way we live video games and live whatever, Pornhub like you do. These guys live their cars. They love them. They got models in their homes, and they talk about it. They read the magazines, and so if they do get an opportunity, it's some other area of what they love. Hey, look, I love cars. This car that I want, this car that I'm thinking about, this car that's theoretically not even out, a potential possible car, is going to be, in this game. I want to try this game. It looks great. And Microsoft understands that.
Yeah, it's still a bit of a weird thing because I remember I heard about it on Twitter. Somebody said, "Oh, Forza 6 just got announced." I'm like, "Get out of here! They wouldn't announce that yet. There's been nothing about it." And then I saw on IGN. Yeah, sure enough, it happened. There wasn't really a trailer or any gameplay. It's just they just announced it at the event. So
just an announcement, kind of the same way they did with the Uncharted: A Thief's End at the beginning that you showed the title, just to let you know that it's in the wind. Yeah. I think that all the fervor with Forza Horizon is gone now. They sold what they're going to sell with that. The game got phenomenal reviews. People love playing it. So I mean, just to let those fans, the racing fans, know, hey, look, we're here for you. We're making stuff that you like, and you can look forward to another great Forza game. So I think it's good. I'm not personally a big racing sim guy. I just go sit on the highway. I got arrested once, just looking at the real cars go by. But yeah, I'm not the biggest racing sim fan. But for the people who enjoy that and love it, more power to them and more games for them.
Yeah, absolutely. I know, I'm not a huge racing sim fan either. Basically, I kind of like some racing games here and there. I like more arcadey type of games like Need for Speed. I'm not really hardcore into Gran Turismo and stuff like that.
Totally agree.
these games definitely do have an audience, and like I said, with these car enthusiasts, like they could pull a lot of people in with this. So I think that's really what they're going for with Forza 6.
Yeah. I think they're smart with it, and I think it's going to work. I mean, Microsoft's making some pretty good. They're planning their trajectory pretty well right now. You know, there's been a few hiccups. Sony's had some hiccups, but the way it's looking now, I think Microsoft is really trying to bridge this gap. They're trying to make gamers happy. They're trying to have hardware that doesn't break the bank. And if they continue on the path they're on now, they're going to do really well in 2015.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of not having hardware that breaks the bank, Beastly, what did Microsoft announce this week about the Xbox One?
Let me say it like I'm from Georgia. The Xbox One only $350.
Yes, that's true. Why don't you tell them all about it, Beastly?
Microsoft, I think it was like 5 minutes after the Xbox One went back to $399. I think it was in the middle of the first commercial. It said Xbox One now $399. Shut up! They stopped the commercial right there and went right back to $349.99. And a lot of people were. I was, mind boggled about this in the first place. In previous videos, I thought that Microsoft would keep this $349 deal because it was moving consoles like hotcakes. People were just buying them left and right. A console that's theoretically not as powerful as the competition, but you don't pay as much as you do for the competition makes perfect sense. So for me, them going back up January 3rd to $399 was like stabbing themselves in the chest, because at that point, they're not offering anything better than Sony, and everybody obviously wanted PS4s more than they wanted Xbox Ones. So they went back. I think it was just a matter of days, honestly, to be literal.
Literally, I think it was a week they announced, because when, I think it was like January 4th or something like that, they said, okay, Xbox One's going to be $400 again. Now, a week later, they're like, oh, we're back to $349. Can you imagine how pissed off you would have been if you bought an Xbox One when it was at $399, and then they announced a week later, oh, it's back to $349? Like, I would be so upset. Oh, my gosh.
I would be pissed, Robbie. I know you'd be pissed. You rage out. So I know you'd have been at the store with a mallet in your hand. Me personally, if that happened, I would be at that store to get a refund or something, talk to management, maybe get in touch with Microsoft. I know people got fucked like that. People got screwed over for that 1 week, that time lapse where they said, oh, man, the price went up again, but I really want it. I really want this game for Xbox. Damn it, let me go ahead and buy it. Then the very next day they find out it's $349 again, like immediately.
Yeah,
that's
weird.
Well, the good thing about this is that Microsoft has not announced any date that they're going to change it back to $399. My prediction is the Xbox One without Kinect is $349 indefinitely from this period. I think that they saw that leap in sales in November. I think they outsold the PS4 in December.
They did, yeah. The NPD revealed they did outsell them.
So with those numbers, Phil Spencer and his team are like, okay, we're getting our install base to where we need it to be. That's what it's all about. It's not right now they're taking a huge loss. Let's just keep it real. Xbox One, every time they're selling it, it's like they're going in their pockets and throwing money away because they're hemorrhaging money every time they sell those consoles. But that install base is what they need. Once they get that install base, and then they start introducing great exclusives, first-party titles, Microsoft Studios. I mean, good games that people really want that they can't get, on PlayStation or any Nintendo consoles. That's when they're going to start making their money back. And as long as they get that install base up, I think they're going to be okay. And I think that's what the plan is from this point on.
Yeah, definitely in the long run. Like, you think about the short run of it, yes, they're going to be losing money off each console they sell, even if it's just a little bit. But in the long run, these software sales are definitely going to be more than helpful. Like, it's definitely going to make them go back up. So it'll be worth it.
See, the thing is, games like Evolve, they actually have, I think they have Xbox exclusive content on Evolve, correct?
I think it's timed exclusive, but it seems like, honestly, that game is being marketed as an Xbox One game. That's probably where I'm going to buy it. So, yeah.
And that's what I'm thinking. I don't know if I'll have Xbox One on the 10th, but it'll be right around that time. So we'll see. But games like that are marketed on the Xbox One, that's what they need to get out there. They need to continue to push games that are marketed as Xbox exclusives. Of course, they're probably not, but they're marketed as such. And the typical gamer doesn't understand. They watch TV, and they say, oh, on Xbox One. They go, oh, damn it, I got to buy an Xbox One for that. They have no idea that it's coming out on the competition because of the way it's marketing. It's PR speak, but it's brilliant. It's really intelligent work, and it's going to make people buy your console. So I think it's a smart move. I look forward to getting my 349 Xbox. I know that the white console is nebulous. That thing is pretty much gone. I'll probably never find one unless I get it in somebody's garage sale, and by then it'll be gray.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to picking up my Xbox One next month. I'm getting another PS4 next month, and I'm getting an Xbox One next month. So
Nice. Sounds good.
Good times in the Beastly Castle. Good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Oh, and I know the next story is something that kind of touched your heart about PlayStation and Xbox Live. PlayStation Network and Xbox Live going down again, yet again.
Which it honestly seems like it's going down every week, doesn't it? Like, this is getting ridiculous. I have to say to these companies,
Right.
like, what the hell are you doing? How can you have your networks go down this much, especially when they're paid services? Like, can you expect this to keep this up and people are just going to keep paying for it? No. Eventually they're going to say, you know what? This is bullshit. You're not providing me with the service I paid for. I expect to have a secure network, to have it running for the most part, and not be so exploited by hackers. Like, this isn't okay in any sense to have it in this kind of just situation. I don't even know what to say about this. Like, it seems like every single week now the networks are down. Like, I'm almost getting used to it at this point. Like, okay.
Well, the thing I'm not used to is Xbox going down. That's the weird thing, because normally they have their security and their firewalls on point to the level that this kind of shit doesn't really affect them usually.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, it just takes one small group of assholes to destroy everybody's day. Really, you know. I mean,
yeah, I mean, you think about last gen too with the 360 and PS3. Like, we all remember that infamous 2011 hack with PlayStation Network, how it went down for over a month. That clearly showed the flaws of that network and why Xbox Live is so much more superior, because they just have a better network. They just really do have a better network and better security. And now, honestly, it seems like they both are kind of just not that good. Like, Xbox Live is getting hacked a lot too. Like, can we trust either of them?
There are reasons for consumers to be pissed off, you know, on both sides. People, you know, Microsoft gamers are probably upset because they're not used to this happening with Microsoft's infrastructure. They're used to having these firewalls and these teams in place that prevent these things from happening. And that's totally understandable. Microsoft, when you hear the name Microsoft, you equate that with the internet, with Windows. And so, you know, you expect them to have top-notch security, and for the most part they do. For the most part, Microsoft is a lot better as far as their security, keeping their consumers' private information private. They're better than their competition, and that's just been the way it is, and I don't think that's going to change for a long time.
Yeah,
Now,
definitely at this point in time, Xbox Live still is the better network, though, without a doubt.
Yeah.
It's still better,
Yeah.
but it's starting to get that slippery slope of maybe they need to
unacceptable.
improve it.
Yeah. And see, that's part of the problem with the Sony consumers. Sony consumers are a little upset because not only now with the PlayStation 4's new infrastructure, we're paying for PSN. With PlayStation 3, it was free, and so there wasn't really too much people could say. You know, if their network got hacked, if it was down for a few months like it was in 2011, people were pissed. I was one of them. But it was free. You know, it wasn't something that we were actually paying for, and it hurts a lot worse when it's a service that you're coming out of pocket for that goes down on you. I mean, if you're paying for Netflix and you're off on the weekend, and then Netflix goes down for the weekend due to a DDoS attack, how pissed off would you be?
Yeah,
All
it would
got
be
is the
very
weekend.
upsetting. Mm-hmm.
It would be a very similar situation. So with PlayStation Plus now, paying your $50 a year is $18 every 3 months or $10 a month, whatever people are paying, that's real money that these people aren't going to see anymore. And one thing you can't be reimbursed for is your time. That's the thing. You know, you can get your money back, you can get physical property back, but that day that you had off, you can't get that back. You can't get a weekend off or your vacation off. If I take a week vacation and PlayStation Network's down, I'm going to want to firebomb Sony. You know? That's how I feel. I mean, and it may not be their fault, but that's just the human condition. That's the way people would feel in a situation like that. When you want something, you pay for something, and you expect it. You know, you feel like if you walk into a store right now or you go buy dinner and you go order something and it's not right, you're going to raise hell because you spent your money there. And that's really the problem with a lot of people now, especially on the PlayStation side of things. That's probably been the problem with the Xbox Live side of things because people have been paying for Xbox Live now for a number of years. PlayStation just joined the pay to enjoy model on PS4. PlayStation 3 is still free, but that's another part of it. There's so many people now. I forget how many. I know it's over 10 million PlayStation Plus subscribers for PlayStation 4. I know it's over 10. It might be closer to 15. And that's a lot of money. I forget. I think it's over $50 million a month that they're making on PlayStation Plus.
Yeah,
that's
I
a lot
have
of
no
money.
idea what those numbers are. I'm sure they're pretty high, though.
Yeah, well, I was reading an article last week, and I'm in the middle of being a father, a gamer, a lover, a fighter, and so when I read an article, I don't absorb it all immediately. Parts of it stick with me, but if I remember correctly, the number was somewhere around $50 million per month that Sony is making on PlayStation Plus with PS4. So $50 million, you can afford a hell of a lot of security. I mean, you can afford to hire the best people out there to make sure, hey, look, you need to watch incoming traffic, watch questionable IP addresses, keep us up to date with what's going on. Because, I'm a realistic person. You won't be able to stop DDoS attacks. I mean, how can you stop it without taking your own service offline? In order for you to have service, you need to have incoming traffic. So it's really hard to know when a person's planning to do a holy jihad on your network. So I don't know exactly how they're going to plan to get around that in the future. Maybe having backup servers or dedicated servers just in case. Because where I work, I'm a heat treater. I run these giant induction furnaces, $1 million machines. And if we have a power outage in our whole area where I work, we have backup generators that kick on, backup power, because if the power goes out where I work, a whole city block will be blown up due to endothermic gas and natural gas. So they understand how important it is. Sony and Microsoft need to employ similar tactics. So if their networks get taken down by a DDoS attack, they have a backup dedicated network servers that they can use to channel their traffic through there for the people who still want to use their services. Because if this continues the way it's going, I don't know how it's going to be able to sustain the way it's running right now. People aren't going to want to pay. People are going to get pissed off. I mean, listen to how upset you were a second ago talking about it. It's unacceptable.
Yeah.
And that's just what I think about it. Hopefully it'll get better. Barack Obama made a statement about this thing, about these hacks, and I forget what law they're trying to pass to I believe they wanted to equate DDoS attacks with racketeering.
Yeah, I don't know.
So,
I heard something about that. I didn't really dig into it, though.
They want to make it, a real big federal crime to do these kind of attacks that affect these big companies and people around the United States. So that's a good thing, and it's a bad thing because I'm not into CISPA, SOPA, and PIPA, but that's the kind of stuff that they're trying to implement, and maybe they will. Who knows?
But Beastly Gamer, what about Canada? People care about that, don't they?
Yeah, I love ginger ale. I know there's lots of viewers who like ginger ale. You're talking about the drink, right? Canada Dry.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, I know. You love to make Canada.
Hey, look,
Canada a lot, so.
I'm born and raised in Akron, Ohio. Okay, I love Canada. It's like a hop, skip, and a jump above me. I'm pretty sure it's snow outside, right?
I was gonna say I'm pretty sure that's not in Canada. But yeah, you're close, I guess.
All right. Yeah, well, it's right below Michigan, so it's pretty far up north.
Yeah.
What did you think? What do you think about Sony? Sony knows that Microsoft is gaining ground right now. I don't know if it's possible that Microsoft can actually come back at this point with a 18.5 PS4 sold to Microsoft's, I would say maybe 10.
Supposedly, I think a couple weeks ago they did announce they hit 10 million, so they're just over that mark.
Okay, that's a huge margin, 8 million, 8.5 at least. I don't know if it's possible they can come back in a timely manner, because the Xbox 360 came out and they were a year ahead of PlayStation, and they completely had the market when PS3, dropped.
Yeah.
And it took 8 years for them to catch up, and they were both at 80 million. Then PS3 took off and kind of beat the Xbox 360, and it's the most popular of the 7th-generation consoles. The same thing can happen here with the Xbox One. It's very possible. With games like Quantum Break, that shit looks mind explode. You know, it looks
Yeah.
phenomenal. That game is one of the best looking games I've seen on anything new. Games like that could actually turn the tide. This price drop could turn the tide. I don't know what Sony's plans are. I think Sony is pretty confident, but that's usually the problem. Usually, if you're confident, you don't work as hard.
Yeah, definitely.
And
They
you
feel like they
feel
can
like,
just
hey,
sit back. Like when you look at PS4 too, like did they even have a big must-have exclusive for PS4 yet that makes everybody want to buy it? No, they don't even really have. Well, I don't want to say they don't have games, but there really is no must-have game for PS4 yet. Like it's all either cross-generation or also on Xbox One. Like the fact that it's selling as good as it is incredible, and it's going to be crazy to see how much better it sells when like Uncharted 4 comes out or Bloodborne or The Order. Like
it's gonna sell.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy.
That shit is gonna sell like it's gonna be ridiculous. Those sales are gonna be ridiculous. The reason that the PS4 sold as well as it did is because Microsoft fucked itself. Excuse my language. Microsoft really screwed themselves initially. You know, they came out, you can have an Xbox One on release for $703. I mean, their price was insane.
Yeah, that's definitely what
$499 for a new
price
console.
range was. We're accurate about that, right? $700.
Yeah, $703. No, if you think about it, they not only screwed themselves in one way, they screwed themselves with the price. They had a console that cost $100 more than the competition, and then they screwed themselves with the whole DRM debacle. There
Always
was so
online.
much talk and forever.
Yeah.
There was so much talk about it. I don't want a console that's always online. I don't want a console that's going to check in on me every 24 hours. And if it doesn't check in, it's going to let me play my games for an hour. Fuck that shit. Ain't nobody got time for that. You know,
and then remember how Kinect always had to be a part of the system too? You couldn't unplug Kinect? Like, oh, man. It was just...
I mean, the silly thing was they could have stopped all that right then, but they still went on with it, and they paid for it in the end. They paid in dividends. Those dividends went straight into Sony's pocket. So in the end, everything they said, it has to be connected. That's the way the Xbox was designed. It was all lies, because all the Xboxes that were sold on day one, they didn't go back to Microsoft and get retooled. All they did was gave it an update, and it was done. So they wanted to include that stuff. So Microsoft really kind of screwed themselves. At the beginning, if it was just console versus console, and if they were both in a similar price range and this whole DRM thing wasn't such a big deal, I mean, it was a big deal. If they tried it today, it would be a big deal. People don't like to feel told what to do with things that they buy with their own money.
Yeah.
Like, I bought this. All right? I just bought me an iPad, right? I bought Kate a Mini. If I bought this iPad and Apple said, you can only go on certain websites with it. And when you go, we need to watch what you're saying. And if you're not saying something that's Apple certified, we're going to turn your iPad into a drink coaster. I mean...
Yeah, and then if you lose internet connection, it stops functioning, and the thing just shuts off.
Yeah, I mean, they really screwed themselves. I'm sure they look back at that and they said, God damn it, we'll never do that again, because Sony, they loved it. Sony didn't have to have any games. I mean, at that point, Sony could have just said, hey, we're going to release Duke Nukem again. I mean, people are like, damn it, but at least it's better than that Microsoft crap, because Microsoft had so many bad things back to back. So that's what really drove the PS4 sales.
Yeah, Sony definitely topped off on Microsoft's basically bad stigma that they got with the Xbox One.
Give me 1 second. I'm going to answer my door.
Okay. The show is currently on hold, people. Please skip ahead if you're watching this not live. This is an intermission. We will be right back. So, what's going on, everybody?
Welcome to BC Thoughts. I'm sorry about that, guys.
Oh, you're back.
that was my mom. I apologize. So here we are. Okay, so we're going to talk about Sony's plan. What do you think Sony's plan is at this point? Because that, like I said, that is the reason that Microsoft really got off to a bad start. They had 25 bads and one good.
Yeah.
Hey, we make Halo, but we make it on a console you can't afford, that you can't play unless you play it exactly the way we want you to play it on. That was their initial speech. And Sony came out with something, hey, we're not going to do any of that crap that they're doing, but you can get this for $399.
And it's a straightforward console. There is no locked behind, always online bullshit. There's no Kinect. There's no not trading games and all that. We'll let it all just go as it is.
Yeah, and see, Microsoft is like that now. So I mean, it is one of those situations of better, late than never. Even if it's this late, now Microsoft is basically back to being a game console. The whole all-in-one box thing, that whole idea, I think, is dying or dead. No developers for the Xbox One are making games that work with the Kinect.
Yeah.
I mean, even big AAA titles don't use the Kinect, unless you're just saying, hey, using a voice command. The whole Xbox Kinect functionality they tried to sell the idea of doesn't appear to even exist. That's my thing. And now they're going back to games, and it looks like people appreciate that. People are gravitating back towards the Xbox 360 fans who kind of moved on from the Xbox 360 because of the way that the Xbox One was presented, are kind of going back to it now at this point because Microsoft appears to be going back to the gamers. And with this price drop, I think that this is kind of their last-ditch effort to let people know, hey, look, we've made some bad mistakes in the past. We tried to restrict you guys. We tried to sell you a box that costs more than your wife's wedding ring. And now we're going to go back to the gamers. We're going to make this thing accessible to everybody. You don't have to be online. You don't have to have this damn camera looking at you all the time. Sony, I mean, really, that's really what they're doing.
NSA was spying. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think Sony's really worried about it, but Sony did come out with this new bundle that just got announced. Hold on. It just got announced about within the last 7 days. The Last of Us bundle. Did you hear about this?
No. You should tell me all about it.
I sure will, because The Last of Us it's on my heart. The Last of Us bundle for PS4 is a PlayStation 4 with all the connections, cords, a controller, and The Last of Us digital. All PS4s will come with this now, $399. Do you think that that's enough to keep people excited about the PS4 versus the Xbox One?
I don't know. It's tough to say. Like, especially if Microsoft goes back to this $349 price and they keep it like that. Like, they're saying now it's going to be a temporary price drop, but let's hope to God they do just keep it at, permanent, because it'll definitely be very interesting to see which console passes ahead in 2014, which one comes out on top with this cheaper price point of an Xbox One. Will that console sell better, or will the PlayStation 4 come out with all these amazing games that just makes everybody want to buy it?
Well, see, that's the thing. Right now, I would say the Xbox has a really good chance of stealing 2015, right? Just based on what we see at this point. It has a console that costs $50 less than the competition, has some great games, some awesome games coming out. But who has the really awesome games coming in 2015? What does Microsoft have at this point that's going to be coming out this year that's going to be truly phenomenal, groundbreaking experiences? I can't think of more than maybe 2 or 3 games. But the games I'm thinking about for the PlayStation side, I mean, Uncharted. I'm trying to think of the name of it. The Demon Souls. What is it?
Bloodborne.
Bloodborne. I'm trying to think of the name of it with Hayden Panettiere. That looks awesome.
I can't even remember it now, too. Damn it.
Yeah.
Until Dawn. That's what it is.
Until Dawn. They got some really awesome games coming out this year, and I feel like Microsoft kind of, at this point, blew their load toward the end of the year last year with their Xbox One exclusives. Insomniac Games,
Sunset Overdrive.
That was an awesome Xbox One game. People got really hyped about it and really enjoyed it, but they haven't really talked too much about it. I guess we got to wait till E3 to see what they have, in the works this year. But as of right now, Sony has probably better exclusives coming to the PlayStation 4. So yeah. I don't know what's going to happen. If it stays as it is right now and the games that are out right now are the only things left, yeah, Microsoft could come back and win in 2015. They've won in the last 2 months consecutively. But as the months go on, we got The Order 1886 coming out next month. That game is supposed to be ridiculous. I mean, I watched that game come from being something that reviewers and previewers talked about as garbage to possibly one of the best games of the year. The initial impressions of the game was it was a broken experience. The engine wasn't running well. The game looked phenomenal, but that was it. Now everybody's saying this thing is amazing. And, I'm really into that kind of stuff, underworld type, werewolves and vampires. Not the True Blood type crap either, but like Underworld.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to it, man. It's going to be a really interesting year, and I think that the best part of it is we're all going to win, you know, especially people who have multiple game consoles. If you have, Xbox, you got PlayStation, you got Wii U, it's a win-win because they're trying hard to beat each other, and you
Yep.
get to reap the benefits. You get
Absolutely.
the fruits of their labor. The best games on all three platforms I'll have this year. Super excited about it. And rather, bickering back and forth about who's best, we're going to be the best because we're going to have them all. That's one thing I'm super excited about this year.
Absolutely. Yeah, there's going to be so many good games across like all platforms. There is literally everything has gotten pushed back to 2015. Like it's going to be insane.
Yeah, I'm guessing at this point they're going to start phasing out, last gen stuff, and really focusing hard on the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One and the Wii U. Who knows what we're going to see from Nintendo this year? Nintendo just had some pretty interesting news in the Nintendo Direct. Did you get a chance to watch any of that?
Yeah, about the 3DS XL and all that, the new 3DS coming to North America, I think on the 13th of February it was, so that's just about a month away. Yeah, that's definitely exciting for whoever's a Nintendo handheld fan. I'm not a huge fan of like DS and stuff like that, but I can see why there's a market for that.
The 3DS is a very popular handheld. Everyone in the house has one here. I don't know if I'm interested in getting this new one. If I remember correctly, I think this new one is being sold without a charger.
Yeah, an AC adapter. You actually have to go buy the AC adapter by itself, which is criminal. That's ridiculous. How can you not bundle in every component the console needs to work? Like, you should do that out of the box.
Well, the thing is, it's really underhanded and shisty operation, I think, because they're assuming that just because you buy this, you already have a 3DS, and so you take that charger from that one, leaving that one without a charger, and they just want to sell another charger. My older brother
basically what Nintendo said too. They said, well, the reason we didn't bundle this adapter in is because everybody has all these different AC adapters laying around, and like they're assuming everybody already has a 3DS, which is not true. I mean, it's popular, but it's not that popular. Like, not everybody has it, including me. I don't have a 3DS, so.
Yeah, well, right now, there's some awesome games for it. I would definitely say if you're ever in the market for handheld gaming, it's a must-have. But I really don't have a lot of time for it anymore. I'm more into tablets and phones and watching movies and things like that when I'm on the go. But definitely, if you want to spend some time playing, awesome handheld games, the 3DS is really where to go. The Vita is it's coming up. They got some pretty decent games on there as well. But overall, the 3DS is definitely better. I think the new 3DS looks nice, but I don't like shady operations. And you guys learned that about me when the Xbox One first came out with the DRM stuff. I was one of the guys tooting my horn, fuck Microsoft because of that. And I gotta say, this new 3DS makes me say fuck Nintendo because you don't sell a handheld system without a form of charging it. What if you're buying someone this for Christmas? What if you're buying it for someone who's a kid who's never had a handheld? You're paying for a console and you got to go buy a charger? I mean, when is Nintendo's never done that? So obviously there's some shady guy in his suit in Nintendo saying, hey, we can make an extra couple of $1 million off of this. What are they going to do next? Sell the 3DS in half? You get the top screen in one box and you buy the bottom in another box? It's insane.
It's definitely weird, I have to say. I don't really get it. Like, the sad thing is they're probably going to make a lot of money off it too, which is just stupid because it takes nothing to manufacture an AC adapter. Like, it costs them pennies, and then they're just selling it to you for more.
Well, I would tell anybody out there, if you're in the market for getting the new 3DS and you don't have a charger, eBay. That always works. It's a really good place to go if you want to spend like $4 or $5 for a charger. Might be slightly bootleg, but it will charge your shit. So do like I do. Go to eBay. I wanted to talk about what's going on with the channels. Any new things going on with your channel?
Not really too much. Just uploading whatever I feel like playing. I actually just uploaded a Halo 5 video today because the beta is going to be ending today. Today is the last day, so I recorded some gameplay of that this morning and just uploaded it. As soon as we're done this podcast too, I'm going to make it public and then add a thumbnail to it, and it'll be up.
Sweet. I got a lot of videos to make, actually. I haven't made one in like 3 days, and for the guys watching, I apologize, but I want to announce some giveaways. I'm going to be doing a few giveaways over the next couple of weeks. I'm going to announce one today after the show, so you guys definitely check out the next video. You don't have to do anything but be a subscriber and be awesome, and leave a comment. But I got 4 prizes to give away, and they're pretty awesome, so you guys stay tuned for that. Playing Evolve. I think that's what I'll be playing at least until tomorrow, until I have to go back to work and be an adult again. But Evolve, I'm looking forward to getting into Destiny. I'm just this close, Robbie, to 30, man. Damn it. I got some new raid gear yesterday. I got some gauntlets, and I'm right here. And then when I hit Kate's 30, my wife is 30, and I'm only 29. Ain't that some shit? She's playing right now.
Yeah.
But playing some of that this week. Hopefully I'll get some Last of Us played, and I really want to play some more of the Swapper. Make sure you check that out, Robbie.
I think I will, yeah. After the show, I think I'll start it up and give it a go.
I'm thinking of maybe doing a new series on the channel that just shows people all the PlayStation Plus stuff that I have. PlayStation Plus is like, jeez. If I had never bought a game, on PS3 or PS4 or Vita, every year it has 72 extra games. How phenomenal is that?
Yeah, definitely the value, too, when you think about you're paying $50 across these 3 platforms and you get 2 free games on each of them every month. Like, that's incredible.
I mean, that's one thing Sony has totally hit out of the park. You know, everybody's got to have their niche. Microsoft's niche is they have a really sound network. They have a great community with the Xbox Live community, right? PlayStation's community isn't that great. Their network is definitely not that great, but they got PlayStation Plus, and when you compare their PlayStation Plus to Xbox Games with Gold, it's like night and day. So if they can all continue to learn from one another, everything will be on that same pedigree pretty soon, and we'll have games like this on the Xbox One. I think Xbox One, they gave away a pretty good game last month, if I can remember correctly. It's not coming to me. But I know that it was actually something that they normally don't do. They gave out a relatively new game that people are super excited about.
I think Witcher 2 was free on 360. I don't know what the Xbox
That's
One
what it
was.
was. That's what it was, Witcher 2. That's what it was. I was actually in my car listening to it. And I never played that either, so I should definitely check that out. Yes, sir.
Yeah, especially since Witcher 3 is absolutely one of the biggest games this year. And honestly, I don't think anybody's really played Witcher 2, but everybody is super stoked for Witcher 3, including me. I haven't really played The Witcher, but Witcher 3 just looks so good. Man, I can't wait for it.
It's like, what if you get it and it's like Dragon Age, because it's a similar type of experience.
Well, we'll see. I'm still absolutely excited to get it. Like, I still like Dragon Age a lot. I know I'm going to get back into it at some point. Just that question is when. That's all. Still love the game.
This will definitely be a year of gaming for me. I made a video about how many games I bought in 2014. I'm sure you saw it. And because the last show that you and I and Briar were on, Briar, he said, basically, you didn't really buy too many games in 2014. So it sent me reeling. I said, damn it, how many games did I buy in 2014? And I bought 17 games. Which is respectable, I think. My subscribers seem to think so. But I think I'll probably do a little bit more this year. There's more stuff I'm excited about, actually.
Yeah, so, I think 2015 in general, no matter what systems you own, no matter what kind of games you're into, I think 2015 is going to have something for everybody, and really look forward to this year, other than the fact of these games coming out broken, and which I say don't pre-order these games, and make sure you know what you're getting into on day one. We kind of covered that, I think, last week, or the week
actually,
before.
Yeah. We talked about it a little bit last week, but I want to touch on that too, because I saw Boogie's video on Please Stop Pre-Ordering. I'm sure you saw it too.
Yeah, I saw that one as well.
That is really feeding the fire. You know, pre-ordering games that you don't know what to expect when they come out. They come out broken, and then all of a sudden there's riots in the streets and women being burned at the stake. All this stuff has to stop. People need to just wait, have a little bit of patience. There's nothing wrong with having a little bit of faith in your developer. But have a little bit of patience, especially if it's an annual game. It comes out every year. Slow down. Wait for a day. Wait for a few hours. See what people are saying before you go and spend your money, because not every time will you spend your money and be proud of yourself. I mean, I'm a victim of it. You're a victim of it. Everybody's bought games that have come out and have performed poorly or have not lived up to the hype that they said they would be. So I will tell everybody out there, too, hold your money. Hold on to it a little bit. Don't be stingy with it, but hold on. Find out if a game actually really works, before you go inside GameStop or go into your favorite video game retailer and drop the money on the game before it's even out.
Yeah, definitely. Like, just pay attention to the reviews, pay attention to what the gaming community as a whole is saying about the game on day one, and yeah, just be cautious in 2015 about these big publishers and launches, especially Ubisoft is one to watch right now, because that scandalous stuff they pulled with Unity, that's never going to happen again.
Yeah, well, I mean, the thing that really blew people's minds is this new Assassin's Creed that's in development. When people hear there's another AC in development and then Unity sucked as bad as it did, people feel like, hey, it was just a quick cash grab. Leave it as it is, make another one, make sure the next one isn't screwed up, and we'll just leave these people hanging. And that's how a lot of gamers feel. Luckily for me, I'm not really into Assassin's Creed. But, yeah, just keep your eyes open, guys. There's a lot of, shady dealings going on in the gaming environment, in the gaming world right now. So just hold on to your money till you know what you're paying for.
Yeah, Beastly, speaking of shady dealings, and we were talking about Evolve earlier too, this is something that makes me so mad, and this is right to do with the pre-orders and why this has to stop. So, have you heard about the fourth monster in Evolve? Like the behemoth?
I don't know the details of it. You have to pay for it?
Because you have to pre-order the game, or you don't get it on day one, but you can buy it separately if you don't pre-order the game, and guess how much one monster costs? You don't want to know how much it costs. For one monster, just take a guess.
$4.99. I'm just being realistic.
Nope, higher.
$9.99.
More.
What?
I know. I can't even believe this is happening.
I couldn't pay more than $12.99 for a monster.
$15 for one monster if you don't pre-order the game. That kind of stuff has to stop right here. I am not dealing with that.
Yes, do it again, Robbie. I love it when you get rage.
Right
do it again.
Here. It has to stop. That shit has to stop. So yeah, one monster, the new rock monster, the behemoth, and Evolve. If you don't pre-order, you have to pay $15 to get them on day one. That's unacceptable.
This is one thing I noticed, Robbie, and this is never going to change. Reasonable gamers like yourself and I, Briar Rabbit, Not Too Nerdy, 9to5 gamers, we speak out about situations like this adamantly, that this is unscrupulous. You should not pay that much money for DLC, especially just one monster. Is not really going to change the game. It doesn't add to the story of the game. It's just another monster to run around with. $15, and we will tell all our viewers and subscribers to vote with your wallets, because everybody says that, but you know what? They always do.
It's so important. Just vote with your wallets. If publishers come up with these broken games, or they don't work, or they're crap, don't accept that. Don't buy it. Like, that's why when you pre-order these games, you don't know what you're getting into. It could be broken as hell, like Assassin's Creed Unity, or it could have some scandalous pre-order bonuses like Evolve. Like, you have to be
That's really careful. Scandalous, yeah. Oh, man. But the thing is, they know people are going to buy it.
The worst part is because everybody's going to be like, oh, shit, I have to pre-order or else it's going to cost me a whole ton more. Well, then there you go. Everybody's going to pre-order the game and they get a crap ton of money. Like, it sucks. It really does. It sucks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's just the way it's going to be until people actually get together as a community and say enough's enough. But we can't even do that in real life. So you think we're going to do it in video games? No. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, I don't know.
Separated. Some people are going to say, hey, man, it's just a game. Some people are going to say, fuck that, I'm not paying $15. That's a quarter of the price of the whole game.
It is. It really is. And when you think about it, too, like season passes for a lot of these games that come with extra maps and monsters and DLC usually would cost $20 or $25. One monster costs almost that much.
Wow.
If you don't pre-order the game. Like, just don't pre-order. Just, oh, man. Everybody here just listening to this podcast, don't pre-order Evolve. Don't let this stuff continue to happen. Like, just, if you buy it day one and you don't pre-order, please don't spend $15 on the Behemoth. Just don't do that. Because that stuff is going to keep happening if you do. And you don't want it to keep happening.
I have to agree with Robbie, guys. Robbie, he's a very knowledgeable gamer, just like the rest of the hosts on this show. I'd have to agree. If I was to say it right now, just hold off. If you're going to pre-order, go ahead and pre-order. But $15 for one monster, that's a little insane. Unless this monster, is it a pay-to-win monster or something? Jeez, $15?
Maybe, yeah, you pay $15 for it, and it's like super overpowered or something.
Yeah.
It better
Who
not
knows?
be. But...
It might be like the bow gun in The Last of Us.
Yeah.
Well, Well, I don't have anything else. Have you got anything else?
Not really. I think we've pretty much covered everything. I really feel like 2015. That's what I'm really worried about, though, is that these pre-order bonuses are going to get way out of hand. Like, you look at these versions of games too, and Watch Dogs is one I thought of recently where there were so many different versions of that game, and you couldn't
Yeah.
buy one version that came with everything. Like, they would cut
You
off
had to buy
DLC for
multiple
specific
versions.
retailers. Yeah, like that is so unacceptable and just scummy. I just don't even support stuff like that. Don't bother.
You gotta look at the publisher too, though. You know, what are they known for?
Yeah.
You know,
Ubisoft
they're
is
known
really
for.
one to watch in 2015. That's all I'm going to say. Watch Ubisoft. Like, if they try and pull this, just don't buy their damn game.
And he's telling the truth though. Ubisoft, man, they have a pedigree for being a little tacky on that side. You know, they want every single dime they can get out of your pocket, and a lot of these developers are getting like that too. You know, it's about money, it's about sustaining development, but you know, getting over on your consumer is another thing, and just a whole nother ballpark. $15 monster, that's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, getting back to Evolve, just for one sec, though. So, I'm not going to pre-order Evolve. I don't even know if I'm going to buy it on day one. What I'm going to do is just wait for the reviews and then ask people on, like, IGN or you and Briar and stuff like that what you guys think of the game. And if it's working, as it should be, and the game's good, then I'll probably buy it. And if
Well,
everybody's playing it.
if I could say something to you right now about the game, if it's working as well as it's working right now for this technical test beta, day one for me. It's awesome. It works well. I haven't seen any hiccups in animation or frame rate. It looks great. It looks like a more foreboding Destiny. It's like a tropical, lush paradise, but there are fucking dinosaurs and creatures walking around waiting to destroy you. And it's a different game depending on who you are. Like if you're the monster, these things you hit them twice and they're dead. But if you're a human, you really gotta aim and shoot them in certain places and take them down. It's like a different game. It's really fun. This is something new to me. You know, this is definitely one of those other types of experiences in gaming. It's not. It's unlike anything else. You know, we could say Call of Duty, Destiny, Titanfall, Battlefield. They all feel similar in a way, right? This doesn't feel like any of those. It feels something totally different, and I think it's going to be awesome. Now that I'm actually playing it, that's my thoughts on it. I know that Justin, 95 Gamer, said he didn't like it. This shit is amazing.
I think he really, yeah, Justin, if you're watching this, I really feel like you should give it another chance and play it with us, especially when the full game comes out, because I think it'll really change your mind. I think it's a lot of fun, too. I am a little bit concerned, however, still about the amount of content in the game, like if it's going to last. I do have a slight concern about that, but I think the core game that's there is really fantastic, and I think if they do it right, it's gonna be awesome.
Looks so good, too, man. It just looks great. It just feels good. You know, these monsters climbing, all this stuff just works so well. You know, you'd expect some kind of technical hiccup, but they've been working on the game for a long time, and it shows. It's really awesome. And as a side note, guys, the Order 1886 has gone gold. That means the game is finished, it's polished, and it's ready to be sold. So don't pre-order it. just
don't pre-order it, please. Don't pre-order.
Let's see what we get here. This game, it could be great, it could be okay, and it could be bad. So let's find out. We'll find out together. We'll let you guys know. I'll definitely get it day one. I know Robbie, you'll probably play it. I know Briar will probably play it. So you know, we'll get back with you guys and next week let you guys know what we think about this week's coming news. Once again, Briar was unavailable today. Not Too Nerdy is unavailable today, but we're here bringing you guys the BC Thoughts Show. So on behalf of Briar, Not Too Nerdy Entertainment, Robbie Skull, I'm the BC Gamer. Thanks, guys, for watching.
Thanks for watching, everybody.
Next time.